Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. Today is Wednesday and it's 12 noon. And I want to thank you guys for joining me for the noon report right here on Street News Now. I tell you, we got a very interesting news brief for you today. A lot of stuff going on. I try to keep it sweet and to the point. I'm not going to bore you with too many things, but I just want to give you an opportunity to keep up with the news according to me or us, something we pay attention to and we can make comments about. How about that? First thing we want to do before we get started is I always like to give a shout out to my mentor, Dr. Hunt. And the reason why I do that is because I want you all to understand the value of having a mentor. A mentor is so valuable, I tell you, they help you navigate all the things that you can possibly imagine in life. Okay. So definitely get you a mentor, somebody that you can go to that will pray for you, lead you, guide you, and bless you all through this thing called life. Okay. So enough about that. I got a couple of things I want to start out with. On last week, we talked about the fire in California. And now some of the reports are coming in about the fire of all of the people that have suffered great loss in the fire. All right. One of the people that came forward and talked about what was going on was Gary Hill Jr., a gold medal winner from the Olympics, and his house was destroyed. And in the destruction of his house was his gold medals. He was a 5-time gold medal winner. And during the destruction of his house, the gold medal committee, the Olympic committee, have offered to replace all of the gold medals that he has lost during the destruction of his home. There were many celebrities who have lost their home. One of them being I like to say the Beyonce family, but Jay-Z and his family, Beyonce and their children, their whole compound, which was a historical compound of opulence and how beauty and celebrityism, they had everything you can imagine on their compound destroyed. There were some other hip-hop artists who have lost things. George Clooney lost his home during this fire, and it's still other businesses and families that are suffering. They have not begun to identify everybody that have lost things during the course of this fire. But like I said on last week, I just like for you to keep all of the families in California, whether they're a celebrity or not, in your prayers. And there have been organizations like the Red Cross that have come forward and that are offering support to those families that are now suffering, trying to get their life back on track because of this great destruction of a fire. This fire is so humongous that it is going to be a while before we begin to understand all of the things that have caused this fire that this fire has caused. Okay. The second thing I like to talk about, which is no surprise, Hunter Biden. They released a report on Hunter Biden about all of the things that the Biden family have been involved in since the 50 plus years that President Biden has been in office. Now, my comment to this is, he haven't done anything any different than any other political family has done. Case in point, if you talk about the Kennedys, and that goes back to the 60s, all of the Kennedy family that had wealth and great influence in both Hollywood and in DC. They did all that they can do under the name Kennedy. Okay. And if you go back even further to the Roaring 20s, old man Kennedy was a bootlegger. He bought in liquor when liquor was illegal to be in the United States. And then when they legalized it, then he had a whole shipment of liquor off the coast that he was legally able to bring in, which helped attribute to their wealth and prosperity. So the fact that they are still nitpicking Hunter Biden right now, the Bidens are on their way out of the presidency. The father has been in politics for 50 plus years. His hands have been relatively clean, so why are they still picking that? Hunter has never been in politics. So why are they nitpicking and still trying to find fault with Hunter Biden? Oh, I got an answer for you. Because Trump report was issued on this week. Now, Smith, the prosecutor, issued his report, and he said that without a shadow of a doubt, Jack Smith, he could have prosecuted and won a case against Donald Trump for starting the riot on January 6th, 4 years ago. So the fact that President Trump-elect, his report came out, they felt the need to issue a report on Hunter Biden, which is not apples to apples or oranges to oranges. Hunter Biden has never held a political office. He has actually confessed that he was an alcoholic, drug addict, and chased women. But he ain't never been in office. He had enough money to buy his own coochie, so he didn't have to have nobody buy it for him. So now they issued this report on Trump, so they feel like they have to deflect and issue a report on a Biden. Not President Biden, but Hunter Biden. Makes you want to go, Okay? So just something to think about. Let's talk about the hearings that are going forth. Peter Hegseth, who is on Capitol Hill going through his confirmation hearings, and he is being hammered, rightfully so, because he wants to be the defense secretary. Well, Donald Trump wants him to be defense secretary, but he's not qualified. Back in December, he made a statement saying that women should not be on the battlefield. That's after many women have been on the battlefield, proven themselves for decades that they can fight alongside men and be successful in the battlefield. But now he comes along in December of last year, 2024, and says, oh, no, women should have no business on the battlefield. And now he's in his hearing. He has found it fashionable to follow a Republican trait, which is tell a lie and say, oh, no, I changed my mind. I think women ought to be great on the battlefield as long as they're qualified. Well, Congresswoman Tammy Duckworth lost both of her legs in a battle. And she was telling him, she read him up one side and down the other, trying to let him understand that women have lost just as much life and limb as men have on the battlefield. And for you to make a statement like that, that shows no appreciation for the loss of our loved ones or the loss of all of the people that have been a part of our armed services doing their part to try and make our government and our military strong when necessary and need to be. Okay. So they're probably going to confirm him as a defense secretary because the megas have enough votes to be able to make it happen. Notice I said the megas because they're the ones that do the beck and call of President-elect Donald Trump. So they're probably going to push him out of the committee into the vote on the floor. But one thing that I did recall hearing, during the committee interview is that now all of a sudden, the Republicans are saying that why would you want to declare Peter not eligible or qualified to be because he had a couple of things in his past that were bad. Forgive him and let him go on to be the defense secretary, even though he has not ran a company or been responsible for anything in his life along the magnitude of the Pentagon. But this is what he wants to do. This is what President Trump elect has put him up to do. So now they want him to have an opportunity to go in there and mess something else up. Okay. So I have no idea what the agenda is. Are they going to put a secret police together specifically that's going to be under the command of President-elect Trump so that they can take control over the military so that they never have to ever worry about not being in office like most dictatorships? Ooh, thought idea, right? I'm going to leave that right there. I saw something on yesterday that I ran across said the Department of Education has canceled many student loans. There were student loans that they were talking about when Biden got in office about forgiving the debt of student loans. And now, right on the way out the door, I hear that the Department of Education, now I don't have any other details other than the Department of Education has canceled many student loans. So if you're a person that has gotten student loans and you want to try and be on that forgiveness list, investigate that. So that's something I felt that was very important for you guys to find out about. Please investigate that because there are many people who have been spending years and years trying to get an education so that they can become doctors, lawyers, practitioners of engineers, to help service us in business here in the United States. So don't let this opportunity get away from you. If you want to investigate and get that jump start, check into it. Now, this is something, my last but not least, I got a problem with this. And I'm sure many of you do too. It is reported that Elon Musk will have an office in the White House. Why? He's not an elected official. Why does he need an office in the White House? Just because he spent billions of dollars helping his supposedly good friend, notice I said supposedly, Trump elect, President-elect Trump get in office. He spent tons and tons of money trying to help him. He was paying people millions of dollars supposedly for their vote to help get him in office. And now I hear that he's going to have an office in the White House. That's one of those things that make you go, I really don't understand why. Why? I mean, what is the purpose for him to have an office in the White House? Why does he need that? And I'm sure we're going to regret this as time goes by. Well, that's it for today. I'm glad you guys decided to stop in and join me for the Noon Report. We do this each and every Wednesday. Normally, Lee Michaels will join me. He was a little under the weather today. He was up all night trying to get his computer straightened out, and it ain't happened yet. So hopefully he'll join us in future episodes of the Noon Report. But this is a very upward momentum network, Street News Now. And I want you guys to think about bringing your shows over here for a broadcast. If you're a reporter and you're out in the street and you want to help turn in news reports for Street News Now, you too can get a show here. Go over to the website, Street News Now, click on contact, reach out. Somebody in our staff will get in contact with you and help you set up your broadcast. So you too, we got a lot of programming space available. We want you guys to help us build this network. It is our network, Street News Now, under the direction of our fearless leader and mentor, our radio coach, Mr. Lee Michaels. He will help you put your show together so that you too can have a slot on this network. Okay, so that's my infomercial about the network. I want to encourage you guys to like, share, and subscribe. While you're here, like, subscribe, and share. Okay, hit the button, tell somebody about it, let somebody know that you've heard about it, you're interested in it, you like what you see, and you want to be them to check out what you've checked out. Like I said, news brief according to me and you, stuff we can understand. Sometimes they say a lot of things on the network that make no sense. Like, what's that about? Like, Elon Musk got an office in the White House. Why? That's a question that everybody should be asking. Why? The megas are getting their way. The megas are doing anything they want to do, and nobody is able to stop them. Okay? So the thin line between the Democrats and the Republicans is so thin that they can't afford to lose any Republican votes. Well, I encourage the Republicans that don't like what they see and don't want to be included in the process of just being a yes man or a yes woman, object. Don't vote. Don't let it happen. Don't let them put all of these people in office that are totally at the beck and call of the president-elect. So that's it for today. I love you guys. Please tell somebody. I am Dr. Ron. You can find me at ask-dr-ron.com. You can find all my programming and all my networks right there on the website. Go over there and leave a comment. Tell me what you like, what you don't like, or an idea for a show. How about that? And I will see you guys on next Wednesday. That is the Noon Report right here on Street News Now. Take care. Be safe. Stay warm if you're in Chicago. Peace, y'all.